going on, beautiful people? Welcome back to another episode number
You know how
7.
like I'm
but it's
years
technically
old.
a 7. But one of our episodes got vaulted. I'll tell y'all why later in just a few seconds. Actually, I can't tell you why we have to vault one of our episodes, but episode 7. But to y'all, it's gonna be episode 7, but it's really episode. Anyway, GPS podcast, Grow Your Passion into Success, where we give you the roadmap. And today I have this lovely lady next to me, and her name is.
My name is Sister Keshonda.
Can you speak up so they can hear you? This is actually a podcast.
Yes, my name is Sister Keshonda.
That's cool. That's what's up. How was your week, Sister Keshonda?
Well, we're celebrating Black excellence today, so if you see my shirt, Black Wall Street, 2021. So we're not celebrating the massacre and the killing of our people, but we're uplifting Black excellence. Mind you, we did some research. You got some on your lip too, brother.
Okay.
Did some research and found out there were many pockets of Black Wall Streets around. You remember the video that we watched? It talked about like Black cities that are like buried under other cities.
True.
So anyway, we're celebrating Black excellence today. Juneteenth just passed. The commemoration of, or not the commemoration. I don't know how to word that.
They're gonna be like, yo, it didn't drop till you talking about Juneteenth. You just dated our podcast. They're gonna be like, yo, when it?
Then why don't we put this one out early? I don't know.
Nah, we'll put all these out. Don't worry about it.
Either way, I didn't say Juneteenth just passed yesterday. I said Juneteenth just passed. They don't know when Juneteenth. It could be August 31st for all people know. It's not, but
Okay, you do you.
anyway, celebrating Black excellence. Shout out to Black Wall Street and all the other Black historical communities that flourished and built up and did something for entrepreneurs and did something for just our community in general.
Big facts. It's a video. Did you see the video with the lady talking about the Black towns underwater?
Yeah, I just said that, bro.
You said towns under towns. It's recorded.
Same difference.
No, towns underwater and
You know
towns
what I
under
was talking
towns is
about,
like
though.
cities buried under cities.
But you know what I was talking about.
Okay, anyway, if y'all ain't see that, it's
Why you always trying
check
to
it
take
out.
dibs for my...
I'm just saying,
you
Black
always trying to
excellence is
undercut
Black
me.
excellence. I'm just saying it. I support you.
Yes, I was talking about the video that we watched where the sister was talking about the Black cities that are buried underwater across this country.
It makes you wonder about Levens Lake in Rockford, where we at. I wonder, like, what was there beforehand? You just never know. I do know, fun fact, there's a book in our city called We the People of Winnebago County. And the book, We the People of Winnebago County, is about how this city got established. And in this city being established, there was something called the Battle of Bad Axe, because you know everything here got Indian names, right? It was like 150 Indians they found here. They gave them 2 options to create this city. Option 1 was get drowned to death. Option 2 was burned to death. Can't make this up. You gotta go get the book
It's
and
in
read
the book? It
It's
literally
in the book.
reads
It
that
literally gives you the history of how they removed the Indians, and they gave them options: get burned to death or drowned to death.
And what's crazy is that, so it wasn't just the city, it was this area.
It was this whole Winnebago
This
area,
whole
because you know you got
And
Hananiga. It was Princess Hananiga.
What's crazy is that back then, you're always taking my stuff.
Okay,
There was a
my bad.
Princess Hananiga.
True.
And today, so not only did they burn and drown her family, they had the nerve to name an institution after her and then call the mascot the Indians.
Yeah, that's bogus.
That's bogus.
That's bogus.
Think about
That's
how
bogus.
bogus that is.
That's culturally irresponsible.
I come in and massacre your people. Your
Ah.
name, Henry McDavid.
Right.
I come in and massacre your people.
Right.
And then I name my institution after you. And I
Right.
call it the Henrys. I call it Henry the McDavid.
Or what about like the
that's
Henry McDavid School of
crazy.
Excellence? Like, hold
The-
on,
the
fam.
Henry McDavid School of Excellence.
You
And
know
then
what
I
I'm
name
saying?
and then my mascot is like black people. Like the
Dancing.
Henry School of Excellence is black people. Is our
That's
mascot.
bogus.
That's
Yeah.
what that is.
Yeah, that is
No.
kind of bogus.
No, I'm not gonna go there because
So I mean, saying in this area though, you get to the book, they talk about why all this stuff is like Rock River, because Rock River's a tribe.
Black
the Black
Hawk.
Hawk, Chief Black Hawk, where they took down to St. Louis. They get anyway. They owned all this land. They wanted the land, so they took him.
Just the city Rockton is. I think that has something. It's gotta have some.
Well, you gotta get this book. Anyway, if you in Rockford and you see this podcast, you gotta get this book called We the People of Winnebago County. But even if you're not in Rockford, get this book
Or get a
and
similar
read the
book.
introduction.
Get a similar book for your city, and then you'll come to
Yeah,
at least
it's-
get into the history.
The way they got the land is so crazy.
This whole manifest destiny nonsense that came about.
They tricked the chief, right? They took him to St. Louis. We all off topic. Anyway, we there now. They took the chief to like St. Louis, and they got him like drunk or whatever for the first time. He didn't know what was going on. It was like, yo, while they was talking, they fed him, gave him all these free gifts. Like, yo, we got you this, all the stuff they liked back then. Like, oh, do us a favor, sign this treaty. He like, yo, he blitzed, he get to sign it, whatever, woo woo.
Sign
And
it
he
right
lost all of this because he signed it away, and they used that as the justification to come wipe all these people. You just gotta get the book. Anyway, GPS Podcast. You just got some black history on the spot, yeah?
Yes.
GPS Podcast. We're talking today about entrepreneurs in the struggle. And in particular, entrepreneurs in the struggle. I wanted to have this conversation because I think
What's the name of today's conversation? Can I say the name of today's conversation?
What's the name of today's conversation?
The name of today's conversation is Smile in Your Face. All the while, want to take your place.
That's spicy.
The Backstabbers.
That's spicy. Would you say in entrepreneurship, have you experienced backstabbing in entrepreneurship?
Oh my gosh. I've never experienced more backstabbing in my life than in the last 5 years that we've been on this serious we've been entrepreneurs our whole lives, but in the last 5 years.
Talk to me about this.
It's been and I wanna
We gonna say names, or we gonna leave names? No, we ain't giving that. We ain't, because if we end up with 100,000 followers or something, I don't want them to know who these people are.
That might be bogus. But what I do want to say is that I'm talking about there's a difference between competition in entrepreneurship,
Right.
and backstabbing.
True.
So I don't mind competition, right? Google competes with Apple, or Samsung competes with Apple.
Right,
There's a
right.
difference between competing
Right.
and just outright being on my team and then trying to maneuver your way to, I guess, take my place or take what I have or tear it down, whatever the case may be. Now, if Apple want to outbeat Samsung and they want to put Samsung out of business, I'm not mad at that, because they came to the front door and was like, hey.
If they use creativity,
They use their
Right,
creativity.
right.
They came to the door like, hey, we got Apple Watches. What y'all got over there at Samsung, right? We got
Right,
Apple
right.
TV. What y'all got over there? Oh no, we got these LGs over here playing. What you talking about? We got these tablets, right? So that's competition.
Right.
It's another thing for Steve Jobs to go work at Samsung
Right.
and then tear the company down from within Samsung.
True,
That's two
true,
completely
true.
different things. It's bogus.
Right.
And if that's how he chooses to maneuver, that's backstabbing.
That's true.
That's bogus.
That's true.
Right? It happens in business. I get it. People pretend to be one thing in your business,
Right.
but they really there to tearing you down. So when I talk about being stabbed in the back, that's what I'm referring to.
know
I'm not
what's
talking about
interesting?
just straight up competition. Like, I see you doing that over there. I'm gonna go pull myself up on my bootstraps and do the same thing and compete so that I can offer a better product, or at
Right,
least
right.
give the people in the market options.
Right,
That's
right.
the whole point of not having conglomerates. So people have options. But to come in my face as if you're a part of what I'm trying to do and then destroy it from within.
True.
That's
You know
bogus.
what's crazy? When I was in Atlanta last year, I went to the Social Proof alumni dinner, and I met this brother. I won't say his name because I don't even remember it, but needless to say, he's not one of the people whose numbers I took, right? And he was telling me like, "Yo, fam, like I made like $40 million last year, and the goal is to get to like 50 million. Eventually, I want to hit like 100 million." So I'm like, "Yo, what do you do?" He's like, "I'm in the real estate." I'm like, "Yo, that's dope." He was like, "Yo." So I was talking to him about the school, and he was like, "Yo, I don't know if you want to have me as a guest speaker." And I'm like, "Why not?" He's like, "Man, business is cutthroat." He's like, "Man, I'm a cutthroat." Like, he was going in like, "Yo, I gotta do what I gotta do. Like, I'll do anything to get the bag." And I was like, "Yeah, we probably don't want to have you as our school as a speaker, because, fam, like, you'll do anything to get the bag." Like, I understood what he was saying, but people who will do anything for money are dangerous because you can't trust them. Like, if somebody's gonna do anything for money, they're with you while it's convenient until they get a better opportunity. And the next thing you know, they're like, "Yo, you were my stepping stone to get to where I was trying to get to." And that happens in entrepreneur. Like, the first time it happened to us, I ain't gonna lie, I was sick. I was like, "Yo, I need to pull up on this dude. Like, I need to do a drive by on his grandmama house." You hear me? Like, I was heated. Like, what? Like, we working together.
Right.
We say it's a common goal. I'm doing the work. We out here grinding. We in the street, making stuff happen, doing numbers, getting followers. We grinding, putting it together. And then we get to the table with a major Walmart. We in the meeting with Walmart, and you stab my back at the meeting with Walmart? It is not like you stabbing my back like it got you the deal, because they only want to deal with us. So you stab me in my back, and then on top, you know what's so bogus about the situation? I know people watching like, "Yo, what's the situation?" That's a future episode. We'll give you some of these from today. Today, like an outline, we'll give you some of these real situations. But in that situation, the person we was working with was like, "Yo, we were selling our products. We at first got on with our cosmetics, and he was like, 'Yo, we're gonna sell it to Walmart wholesale.' He's like, 'I'm gonna collect like $1.25 per bottle.' We was like, 'Okay, how much we gonna make?' He's like, 'You and your wife will get a quarter combined, and I'm gonna bring my partner and he gonna get 20 cents. So I'm like, wait, hold on, let me do the math. I'm not the best at counting, but I know my fingers, my toes, if I start adding stuff together. So we do the work, our brand, we have the customers, we put everything together. You gave us some bottles, I give you that, and you showed us like, yo, these are different things you can do, I give you that. But you mean to tell me that's worth $1.25 per bottle? Me and my wife combined are only worth a quarter, and your man who ain't put in no work, who not even part of this equation, come in and be worth 20%? That means he's worth 4/5 of me and my wife combined, and he didn't put no work in. So this dude gonna come and get
He was really like an employee of dude.
Yeah, like hold on,
but
man.
He wanted to cut him in on the business.
Like who is that? I don't even know this. So, but you're worth $1.25 and we're worth a quarter? You're worth a whole dollar more than us on a wholesale deal? I'm like, fam, you gotta move on. Like, and if you don't move on, like, you gotta be, here's the thing about personal development. This is why entrepreneurship need, personal development and entrepreneurship go hand in hand. You have to become a different person. The old me would not have taken that backstabbing lightly. The old me, I would have came and seen about dude. Like, nah, you're not about to cut me in. Because in my mind, I've been struggling my whole life. I finally worked to get to this point, and you stabbed me in the back. And Walmart, where first of all, I gotta say this, and then y'all will get this actual story in the future. You can't just get a deal with Walmart, all right? Walmart, you go to the website, they have a whole process you gotta go through. I bypassed the entire system. My wife put a battery in my back. She made me feel good. She was like, listen, baby, go tell them we got a product that's killing, they need it. Ain't no, we fast tracking. I came in with my computer, I'm like, yo, I need to see the store manager. They's like, all right. I pull my laptop out, boom. I need this 5-minute PowerPoint presentation. I need you to see this. I need you to see our numbers, what we doing. Y'all need our product.
It wasn't the store manager. It
was Stacy.
But just listen, brother.
Okay, my bad. I shouldn't have said her name.
And I cut you off. But you got to give the person their title. So this was the person, because it took a minute to get to that point. But we went in to talk to the person who essentially made the decision as to what products came into the store. So we didn't just talk to the store manager. We went and not really circumvented the system, but we went directly to the person who made the decision as to what products was going to be in there, because Walmart stores have different products, different Walmarts. So we went to the person at this particular Walmart and said, hey, you need this product in your store because in this region, in this area, our product is selling, and it would be great to have it in your store.
And she was like, yo, this presentation is so phenomenal.
Right.
I'm gonna bring you to all of the Walmarts in this area. Come to the regional meeting, and all of the regional Walmarts go get your product.
The furthest one, I think, 45, 50 miles away?
It was, what's past Freeport? It started with like a G or something.
Oh, Galena?
Galena.
Oh, yeah,
Galena.
Yeah,
Galena. It was like Galena, DeKalb, all of Rockford.
60 to 75 miles away,
Rockton.
so all of them came to the
I thought we was on, boy. I was feeling myself then. I was in the mirror like, hey, man, we finna be millionaires. I didn't even know. Whole time I'm getting ready to celebrate, our business partner had a knife at home, sharpening it up.
Yeah,
he was ready to just ching, ching, ching. So, I mean, it's part of the game. Like, it comes with the game.
It does come with the game, and unfortunately, it's something that I've had to learn over the years. Because, like, the first time, shame on me.
Facts.
Right? No, shame on them. And the first time, like, I experienced, like, a real, like, betrayal.
Right.
Like, betrayal is a hell of a thing.
Betrayal's different though. The betrayals are different.
And so when I say backstab and betrayal are synonyms.
They are, but I mean you could be stabbed it's like different. Those levels.
Well, for me, the first time I experienced a betrayal, that hurt right here.
It's levels.
Right here.
And
I was like crying, and I don't want to say I was distraught, but I was just like hurt, like for lack of better words, or not trying to be like dramatic, but it hurt.
I'm gonna tell you something.
Betrayed.
For the Bible thumpers, right? If I'm Jesus and I know Judas is stabbing me in the back, I don't know how you carry on without handling that action. You know what I'm saying? Like me and Judas gotta throw hands. Like, yo, Judas, meet me outside. He's like, yo, Jesus, what's up, man? Fam, you been stealing money? Yo, hold on, I can prove, fam. You gotta get these hands. So, you know what I'm saying? But
for me though, I think that, and I think it would be an interesting conversation to talk to men and women and talk about how they deal with betrayal, not in a relationship, but betrayal or backstabbing in business from one entrepreneur to the next.
Yeah.
Because obviously you being super FOI man, guide man, friend.
True.
And you know, I'm a follower of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, so I'm ready to fight with the best of them.
Right.
But dealing with betrayal, like I wasn't ready to fight the first time. I wasn't ready to fight the second time. But we've dealt with just this backstabbing, betrayal
on every level.
Every level.
And
when I say so much, I would say probably we can count on maybe one and a half hands the number of times that we've experienced it.
I think about 4 or 5.
Right? That's one hand, brother.
Okay, I'm just clarifying that number.
Right? So we can count on one hand. By now, not only am I expecting it, but I feel like I'm more equipped and more prepared emotionally to deal with it. Right? Because for me, even though I'm betrayed, even though I'm stabbed in the back, it's still difficult for me to want to, I don't have the fight in me to want to, I mean,
go after somebody.
yeah, like it's just like not worth it. It's like they did what they did. I gotta move on. I gotta keep it pushing.
This is the perfect
you know what I'm
time.
saying? But I think for men, and I can't speak for all of them, but I can speak for this one.
Yeah, I'm a little bit on the violent side.
That's completely not the way you want to handle it.
Nah,
like you said, from that first incident, you ready to roll up on this dude's family, his mom, his grandma,
it was up and it was
children.
Stuck. Yeah.
And for me, I was like, he did what he did. We couldn't really follow through with the whole Walmart thing, but it is what it is.
I'm gonna tell you my maturity though. I've been waiting to share this at some point in time.
He didn't tear it all the way down, but he tore it down. Now we got to rebuild it.
And we learned a lesson.
And I learned a lesson, right? But for me, that wasn't the first time I've experienced the betrayal that I'm talking about.
So this brings in the lesson I've been dying to share, and now you just created on the platform the perfect time for me.
The people do know that I used to hoop, right? So like I can throw a no look with the best of them.
What is
so
that?
I just no look the oop to you.
Yeah, you did. This is nice.
That was a dime.
So check this out. It's the story of the Chinese farmer, right?
Okay.
Chinese farmer has a horse in his stable. The horse gets out of the stable and runs away. His neighbors come and see it. The neighbors are like, "Oh, your horse got away. Isn't that bad?" The Chinese farmer says, "It's not bad. It's not good. It just is." The next day, the horse returns with 7 more wild horses, and they all come back into the stable. The neighbors come to him like, "Yo, your horse came back and it brought 7 more horses. Isn't that good?" He said, "It isn't good. It isn't bad. It just is." The next day, his son goes out and he's trying to ride one of the wild horses. He falls off the horse and breaks his leg. His neighbors come by and say, "Oh, your son fell down and broke his leg trying to ride the horse. Isn't that bad?" He says, "It isn't good. It isn't bad. It just is." The next day, the emperor came and they were recruiting children that were his son's age to go to war, but his son couldn't go to war because he had a broke leg. So when his son couldn't get drafted to go to war, the neighbors came and said, "Oh, because your son broke his leg, he couldn't go to war. Isn't that good?" He said, "It's not good, it's not bad, it just is." That metaphor took me a very long time to understand the complexities in entrepreneurship when it comes to backstabbing. Because Napoleon Hill said in Think and Grow Rich that for every seed of adversity comes with it the equal or greater seed of fortune.
Absolutely.
Right? So
And
I would rather...
fortune comes with adversity.
Absolutely. And I would rather...
said it best, without struggle, there's no progress. So you're going to have to struggle through something to progress.
We had a sister that wanted to bankrupt our school for like $1.2 or $7 million, something crazy like that. And if we wouldn't have learned that lesson then, but we go out and make $1 million, and now the money's there physically, and now we learn that lesson, that's a way tougher pill to swallow. Like if I lose the $1 million that same way, and it's the physical money's there at that time, now I don't know if I know about the Chinese farmer. Because now I'm like, yo fam, my farm just grew something different. You know what I'm saying? It grew vengeance. So yeah, you got it. Like every level, there's going to be a tough lesson that you have to learn in entrepreneurship at every level. And part of becoming a great entrepreneur, like I said, is personal development. It's learning to, when that lesson comes, to not run from it, but to face it head on. Like you have to, like one of the things in our most recent situation, I'm emboldened because now I'm like, yo, it's happened time after time after time. But this time ain't no bad. Like at certain points, the first time it happened, I was like, yo, I'm just gonna take my ball and go home. Like I'm salty. Like, yo, I can't believe this happened. We lost the deal with Walmart. We could be, man, we could be known right now.
You didn't want to just take your ball and go home. You wanted to take your ball and throw it at his nose and break his stuff and have it bleeding all over the place.
This is true.
And then leave the ball there.
No, trust me, I wasn't done with just breaking the nose. But we go on.
Yeah, it was more than
black
I wanted
men.
to take my ball and go home.
Don't be violent towards each other. I'll say that.
You wanted to do more.
I definitely.
So I think that ultimately the whole point of this conversation is, okay, let me back up. So I struggle too with, like, why does this keep happening to me? Like, what am I doing? What am I putting out there as an entrepreneur, as a person? I don't know.
Right.
Or, like, am I just so gullible that this keeps happening? And after reading books,
which
right?
you were at a certain point. Our attorney told us we were both pretty gullible at a certain point.
Absolutely.
She told us, like, nobody loves you as much as you. You all think other people love you as much as you love what you're doing.
Absolutely.
Like, no, it's snakes out there.
So, coming to grips with, at one point, maybe I have been gullible, and I could still be gullible, but I'm not so gullible to that I'm like, nobody's ever gonna try me, for lack of better words.
Right.
Like, it's going to happen.
You know, part of it,
and the not even the more money I make, but it's like people. Honestly, it keeps happening, and people keep getting closer and closer to me.
True.
Like, you know, yeah, we was.
So you saying no new friends, no new friends,
man,
no new.
like you start to realize why celebrities and people like that, they
Cut
hold
off
on to their
access.
day ones.
Absolutely.
Like, you have to cut off access, and now,
Absolutely.
like, I'm really starting to understand that.
Absolutely.
Celebrity or
It's
not,
unfortunate.
like, now I understand why it's hard to penetrate circles and build relationships with
Can't trust you.
people money, because it's not me, it's the people, it's our society.
People
It's
say that.
No.
Oh, my bad.
It's our society, it's the people that live around us, and like, literally, as we move on in life, as we continue to develop in entrepreneurship, the people that betray us get closer and closer to us.
True.
Like, literally.
True.
They're
That's what happened to
literally
Jesus,
getting
though.
closer and closer.
That's what happened to Jesus, though.
It's like,
it was Judas.
damn. So, like, but as a person, you know, as a Muslim, as just a black woman, I don't want to cut off, not necessarily not cut off access, but I don't want to cut off the opportunity to develop relationships and build with my community. Like, building our community is what we do. That's what we do in our nation. So finding this line between wanting to build our community, but not having people be so close to me that they can betray me. Like, that's
The thing is, you can't stop betrayal, though. Like, husbands
can't
cheat on their
stop it.
wives. You know what I'm saying? Like,
No, they don't.
oh, I forgot. Well, black men don't cheat.
Black men don't cheat. Exactly.
But other husbands cheat
Exactly.
on their wives.
All
You know
the
what I'm
other
saying?
black men
But
don't cheat.
okay, so this is the point, though, right? So check this out, right? People that will do anything for money and opportunity, like they're never gonna come to you like, yo, because of this opportunity, I'm rock with you until I get my own thing, and at that point, I'm willing to burn you. They're never gonna tell you that up front. Like,
No.
you have to just take chances meeting people and hope that a person's gonna do right by somebody. Like,
you don't have to. So here's what I'm learning.
but hold on, wait, before you go there, hold on. Entrepreneurs, whatever you do in business, whether that's your man, your day one, whoever, because friendship and business don't mix, right? Business is business, and then
Even
friendship
though we have
comes.
an episode about marriage and business mixing, how is that even possible?
Because your marriage is a business. You know,
I'm
don't
sorry.
go.
See, 'cause
Marriage is a
I
business.
thought you were my friend. That's why.
Yeah,
I
we're
question.
friends, but marriage is a business. Like, we got to maintain these bills, like the same way you run a business, how you run a household. Marriage is a business. Two incomes come into one. How we gonna break this bread down? We gotta pay taxes.
How
If
we
you
gonna cut- how we
if you
gonna
slip
cut
up on
this
your
bread?
taxes, the IRS coming to arrest
How we
both of
gonna cut
us.
up this
They're
bread?
not gonna say, oh, that was her taxes. No, both of y'all going to jail. Oh, you made how much money, sir?
Get back to your point.
Yeah, you threw me way off.
I'm sorry. I was saying
what
that
was
we're
I saying?
friends,
I
and
don't
you
know.
said
What was I
friendship and business don't mix.
Yeah, friendship, they don't. So I'm just saying that, like, people don't tell you. You have to learn who people are over time. And here's a jewel for entrepreneurs. If you have an inkling or something just don't sit right, like you see a red flag,
Ride with that.
like when a tiger shows you a stripe, believe it's a tiger, but you don't have to move out right away.
Right.
Give people enough rope to hang themselves. Like, when you see that first red flag, just notate it, like document it, like, yo, this something wasn't right.
Something not right.
Then when you
But-
see the second red flag, understand them red flags mean something.
So one thing
You
that
know?
you like, documentation beats conversation.
All day.
And just like that one game that entrepreneur game, which we need to reach back out to that brother, get that game. But nonetheless, that entrepreneur game that we played, one of the first things that you can buy is an attorney.
An attorney.
Right? Like,
Fam.
attorneys are so
Necessary.
valuable.
You need an attorney,
Like,
fam.
an attorney and a tax consultant.
This is true.
Those two professions and those two people.
But make
are-
sure it's a tax consultant that you can trust.
Absolutely.
Because they not going to jail when your taxes come back bogus.
But my point is that those two people are the most valuable
Pieces.
professions on the planet for an entrepreneur.
Especially in America. Maybe in other countries it's different. But here,
But here, an attorney, somebody that I can turn to, somebody whose shoulder I can cry on when somebody on some BS, and they can.
but you need an honest attorney. Our attorney told us straight up, like, listen, y'all put yourselves in this trick bag. Like, our attorney was so real with us, I had to shed the tear for a second, like, dad, we was some suckers. Like, but we had to learn that
Almost
lesson.
though, because we didn't.
No, we didn't. That's why
fall
we went to the attorney though. Like, yo,
We didn't
I need you to, like, I'm seeing something. Are all these red flags true? And she was like, fam, it's so many red flags in this box. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it is crazy. So as entrepreneurs though, like contracts, you gotta make sure your contracts are airtight. Like, listen, I don't care if that's your day one best friend you grew up with, like, oh, this person never turned their back on me, money changes. And that's what I was gonna make earlier, this is the point I was gonna make. They say money changes people. No, people change when there's money. It's different. Like, if you knew me when I didn't have money, you'll treat me a certain way. But if you think or know I have money, you're going to treat me differently, right? It's not that I am a different person. Because the me that I was then was not the person, I hadn't become the person that could earn that type of money yet, right? I had to become a better version of myself to now have it. So like Myron Golden says, be, do, have. I had to become a better person doing what I was doing to have the things I have now. The person back then was not capable, qualified, or had the knowledge to get what I have now. I'm a different person. So yes, I've changed, and my change has allowed me to get the money. But when people come around and they smell money or opportunity, some people are genuine and others are not. And it's like, yo, it's a hard thing. Like, you can't tell it. Like, you know what the Bible says, like wheat and tares? They all look the same until a certain time period. True. They get exposed at a certain time period. You're like, wait a second, hold on, fam. That's not wheat. And that's how it is with, like, in entrepreneurship. Unfortunately, the more you grow, more levels, more devils, right? The more you grow, there's gonna be somebody that come around that smells success. Like, man, I like that smell. And you're like, oh, I can give you something, but they want their own bottle. But you're like, I'm gonna spray you down. You're gonna be decent. No, I want my own bottle. I don't want your
It's
success.
not about they want their own bottle. They want the one you spraying them with. They want to take that from you.
They want that bottle, exactly.
They want to take that. And honestly, the betrayal that we've experienced, it hasn't been competition. They want to take our bottle and leave us with nothing.
Right.
They want us they want us to do the hard work.
Redact our name on the bottle
and take
put their name on it.
And put their name on it and be like, I don't know what you gonna do, but this is my shit now. Like, or I don't know if I just said a curse word, but anyway.
I guess we curse on our show now. I guess
like,
something is stuck.
People want to take our bottle and be like, oh, that's me now. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, and we like, but my name is on the back.
It's crazy from us personally, for our audience. It's crazy because all the time we've been in business, it's about helping people. Like, literally everything we've done has been to help. We've never got a bag without making sure we don't attach other people to it. Like, yo, I'm gonna show you how to get this bag, how to come up. We're gonna make sure everybody eat. And at every level that you go higher, like every time we make more money, we get to a better position, we get something new. Like, there's always a trial waiting for you. But you gotta go through that trial. Like, if you don't face that trial, you're gonna be out of business. And it's how to close for me, because I think we only got a couple minutes left too. So for me, it's how you handle that trial determines the outcome of your business, right? Because it's gonna be tough. It ain't like the trials get harder and harder the bigger up you go. So it's like, yo, you're gonna cry through this, but you gotta ride through this at the same time. So understand, as an entrepreneur, it's coming. The backstabbers is out there waiting on you right now. They probably smiling in your face.
They're praying, preying, praying on you. So to close it out for me, like, I just to speak to the women out there, it's gonna be an emotional thing. Like, being betrayed is not an easy thing to deal with, but know that it's coming.
Facts.
And prepare yourself for it. And when it comes, like,
we should call this episode the Judas Factor. Oh, I like that. That's talking spicy right there. I like that.
Like, know that Judas is coming. This is the Judas Factor.
Facts.
And do everything that you can up front in preparation. Like, treat everybody that everybody's against you. Everybody. Not in a bad way, not in a paranoid way, but nobody's on your team.
And you got to prove you here,
right?
Because even groups break up. You feel
like you said, this marriage is a business, so nobody's on my team. So we had to go into these fine-tooth contracts about insurance and our marriage. Like everybody's against you.
Facts.
And prepare yourself for the worst if that person that you know is against you actually turns against you. That for me, that's what I've learned.
Yeah.
Do my best to prepare myself so when they turn against me, I don't have as much blowback.
All right. So that's it. We'll continue this conversation in the future. This is a spicy topic. We'll have to do a part 2 for y'all.
Even this word spicy. It's like that Cajun seasoning I just bought.
We got to go, y'all. It's a GPS podcast. I'm
Grow
CEO
your
Brother
passion
Henry.
to success.